Okay, we'd like to welcome you to the Thursday night Bridge 2.0 workshop. This workshop functions like a typical OA meeting. You don't need to identify as a member or having a specific problem. Everyone is welcome here, no matter who you are. This is an open meeting. We like to think we act as greeters and say hello to orienting people who are crossing from AA to OA. Some of us here know each other and are members of OA or maybe AA, and maybe there are some new people. Does anybody here want to introduce themselves so we can get to know you? Okay, we're glad you came. Just help us keep the peace, and please keep coming back. As OAers, we are indeed indebted to Alcoholics Anonymous. This is because OA would not exist if it were not for Bill Wilson and Dr. Bob and the good old timers. But also, of course, Roseanne S., the founder of OA. Worth noting is that OA has its own literature, but OA also recognizes the Big Book and other AA literature as official literature of the program of Overeaters Anonymous. In fact, you will find there are some here who represent a Big Book-centered approach to getting abstinent from compulsive overeating. Others here use the Big Book and the steps, but also benefit from the literature of the program of Overeaters Anonymous. Some exclusively use the literature of Overeaters Anonymous. There's a wide range of approaches and many ways to reach your goals in the program of Overeaters Anonymous. My name is Rick, and I'm a member of OA and your leader for today. After a moment of silence, would those who wish please join me in the we form of the Serenity Prayer. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So now a couple of things about this Bridge 2.0 workshop. First of all, please note that mentioning alcohol, drugs, or other compulsive suicidal behaviors is permitted if it relates to your recovery. Secondly, we generally do not have a business meeting since there are no expenses for the meeting, and because we are experimenting with the Zoom platform as if it were an opportunity to rekindle fires born in the very early days of recovery. Also, we can help you find resources to hundreds of other OA meetings. Come here as often as you want, but we recommend you get a wide experience in Overeaters Anonymous, going to lots of different meetings. Something it is very easy to do these days thanks to Zoom and the hybrid meetings. Lastly, our group motto is Easy Does It, because here we go easy on each other. Let us nurture the civility that characterizes the recovery movement. The following is the OA preamble. Overeaters Anonymous is a fellowship of individuals who, through shared experience, strength, and hope, are recovering from compulsive overeating and compulsive food behaviors. We welcome everyone who wants to stop eating compulsively. There are no dues or fees for members. We are self-supporting through our own contributions, neither soliciting nor accepting outside donations. OA is not affiliated with any public or private organization, political movement, ideology, or religious doctrine. We take no position on outside issues. Our primary purpose is to abstain from compulsive overeating and to carry compulsive food behaviors, and to carry the message of recovery through the 12 steps of OA to those who still suffer. The 12 steps of Overeaters Anonymous. Number 1, we admitted we were powerless over food, that our lives had become unmanageable. 2, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. 3, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. 4, made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5, admitted to God, to ourselves, and another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6, we're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. 7, humbly ask Him to remove our shortcomings. 8, made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. 9, made direct amends amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10, continued to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. And 12, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to compulsive overeaters and to practice these principles in all our affairs. But I'm too weak. I'll never make it. Don't worry, we have all thought and said the same thing. The amazing secret to the success of this program is just that, weakness. It is weakness, not strength, that binds us to each other and to a higher power, and somehow gives us the ability to do what we cannot do alone. These are the tools of the program of OA. The tools of the program assist us as we work and live the 12 steps. The 9 tools are a plan of eating, sponsorship, meetings, telephone, writing, literature, anonymity, service, and an action plan. We will now read the OA definition of abstinence. The action of refraining from compulsive eating and compulsive food behaviors while working toward or maintaining a healthy body weight. 7th tradition. At the present time, this meeting has no expenses, but if you want to, you can make a contribution at the oa.org website. Alrighty, we're up to time to share. You can just jump in, or anybody who wants to share, put your hand up using the raise hand button under the reactions. Those who raise hands will always have precedence. When we run out of hands up, the meeting automatically switches to a round-robin format. Please remember our commitment to honor each other's anonymity. What you hear here, whom you see here, when you leave here, let it stay here. Let us all reach out by phone or email to newcomers, returning members, and to each other. Together, we get better. Thank you for allowing me to be your leader. After a moment of silence for the compulsive eater who still suffers and has no idea that there is a solution, will those of you who wish unmute and join me in the Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I missed the 12 traditions. I don't know how I did that. We'll do them now. Number 1, our common welfare should come first. Personal recovery depends on OA unity. 2, for our group purpose, there is but one ultimate authority, a loving God, as He may express Himself in our group conscience. Our leaders are but trusted servants. They do not govern. The only requirement for OA membership is a desire to stop eating compulsively. Each group should be autonomous except in matters affecting other groups, or OA as a whole. Each group has but one primary purpose: to carry its message to the compulsive overeater who still suffers. An OA group ought never endorse, finance, or lend the OA name to any related facility or outside enterprise, lest problems of money, property, and prestige divert us from our primary purpose. Every OA group ought to be fully self-supporting, declining outside contributions. Overeaters and 8, Overeaters Anonymous should remain forever non-professional, but our service centers may employ special workers. 9. OA as such ought never be organized, but we may create service boards or committees directly responsible to those they serve. 10. Overeaters Anonymous has no opinion on outside issues. Hence, the OA name ought never be drawn into public controversy. 11. Our public relations policy is based on attraction rather than promotion. We need always maintain personal anonymity at the level of press, radio, film, television, and other public media of communication. 12. Anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all these traditions, reminding us to place principles before personalities. That's it.